Oh, that's my jam.
I didn't know what I got into. This is some kind of shit to get you canceled. Oh no.
Okay, let's
Cut.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl T, and welcome to the lounge. After dark, you know how we do. We get real intimate about love, sex, and relationships. Again, it's your girl T, Tyra, and today we have a very, very, very special episode for you, brought to you by our friend Don here, right here. Thank you for joining us again. And he is bringing us his new card game called Red Pill and Chill. So, Red Pill and Chill seems like it's going to be a very controversial game that we're going to play today. And I'm going to try to be as open-minded as possible because I do have my reservations about the Red Pill movement. And I don't endorse the Red Pill movement. Just letting you all know. But I just feel like it will be something that we can have insightful conversations about. And I'm going to be as open-minded as possible, like I said. So, Don, I want you to go ahead and let us know a bit about the game. How did you come up with it? And just give us more information about what we should know about it.
Okay. What's up, you guys? My name is Don Jaye. I run a podcast. I have been full-time now for 3 years running the podcast. Podcast is called Red Pill and Chill, so now we just made a game about it. So we just have people come on the show, talk about dating, relationships, and everything in between. And yeah, I don't know why would you disagree with the Red Pill, because it's just truth-seeking, but I'm going to let you rock with that. Go ahead.
I mean, I just personally feel like the Red Pill movement are a bunch of men who hate women, men who probably can't get the kind of women that they want, so they go and bash women and kind of put all women in a box because, like I said, they feel like the kind of women that they want are unattainable. So you guys are kind of like low-key, I don't want to say like you guys are low-key like, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word?
Incels?
Thank you! Y'all are incels! I personally feel like a lot of y'all in this Red Pill movement or Manosphere or whatever, these terminologies that we like to refer to the Red Pill movement, I feel like you guys are like, I don't want to say everybody are incels, but I do feel like majority of you guys have a lot of incel energy that you guys like to exude into the world, and I feel like, you know, it's quite negative if you ask me. Very negative. Yeah.
Before we go to anything else, I actually do agree with you to some extent. There's
you actually
hold on. But there's a big but. I do agree that there is a lot of men out there that's frustrated with women. And why? Because women have changed. Women are not submissive. They are not traditional. They are not feminine. They are hoes. They out here in the streets. So why should we praise women? We should actually be like, hey, this is what I want in a woman. I do agree with the downplaying and the disrespect shit. Yeah, I don't agree with that part. But everything else I agree with. Go ahead.
So do you not feel like you sometimes tend to disrespect women as well because of your perspective on how the modern woman is? Like, I feel like you could be placed in the same category as some of these men because you tend to judge a lot of us women as being a certain kind of way when in all actuality we're not like what you feel like we are. We have our expectations from men, and I'm going to sit there and say I do have my expectations when it comes to men as well. But I feel like my expectations are, I feel like my expectations are realistic. Some may say not. But I feel like my expectations are a little bit more realistic than some other women are. Okay. I mean, like, I don't come across as, I don't say, oh, my man has to make 6 figures. I don't really say that. I would like for him to make that much money, obviously. But, I mean, like, I can settle for a little bit less than that. Not too low now, okay? We do have bills to be paid. But I'm not going to come and say, oh, yeah, he has to make 6 figures. No, I feel like...
Okay, but before we get into that, how about we just play a couple of the card games? So let's warm up, introduce the guests, etc. And then we jump into that because we about to get into it. I don't want to start getting triggered.
You getting triggered?
No, not me. I don't want to trigger you or her or anybody else. Go ahead.
Okay. So, how does it start? This is your game, so you gotta let us know how to.
Well, who do I have in the building? I just want you to introduce yourself, your age, your relationship status.
I'm not putting my age out there.
Okay, cool. Yourself, your relationship status.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Fox. I'm in my 20s.
Okay.
You guys know who
Are you
I
single?
am.
Relationship?
Important.
Yes, it's super important. We talk about dating relationships.
I'm in a relationship.
Okay, cool.
I mean, what you want to know? They know who I am. My name is T.
It gives you perspective, right? So
Okay.
if you get a subset of different people and all women that are 30 saying this, then we can say, oh, this is why because blah blah blah. If all single men are saying this is why blah
I
blah
get
blah.
it.
You see what I mean?
Okay, I'll say. My name is T. You know who I am, girl. T. Tyra. And I am in my 30s. I know I look like I'm 18. Why you laughing? You know it's true. And I'm single.
Okay.
I'm Quasi. I'm also in my 30s, early. Yeah, I would say I'm single.
Okay. And then just real quick, have y'all ever heard of the red pill?
I have an understanding of what the red pill is. I don't know how you have decided to define
No,
it.
I want to know from your perspective. So what is your perspective of the red pill? What do you think about it? What are your thoughts on it?
So the red pill, as far as I understand it, is kind of that red pill versus blue pill thing. You know, that matrix concept where you can take the blue pill and go back to sleep. You don't have to think about this, or you can take the red pill and put on like the magic glasses and see the world as it truly is. That's kind of how I understand the red pill to be.
Okay.
Personally, I've heard of it, and I guess asking off camera is kind of what I kind of know what you're talking about now. So I'm not super in depth in all of the thinkings of the red pill, but I do have a sense now of what it is.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into the questions. Let's get it.
Let's jump into it. I mean, so I just pick a
Yep. You
card
just pick a card.
and I just read it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to read it. Okay. So, who do you think moves on faster after a breakup? Men or women? Explain.
It's your show. Who you want to start first?
I'll start.
Okay. Go ahead. Talk to us.
So, who do I feel that moves on faster? Definitely men. Definitely men. I feel like men are quick to move on to the next right after a relationship. Why do I feel that way?
Yeah. Why you feel like that?
I feel like men are not as loyal as women are. I feel like women, when we are in a committed relationship, we give our all. Not saying that men don't do the same. I'm not going to say that men, but I feel like majority of women give their all, and I feel like there's like only a handful of men who will go all in. Because let's be real, a lot of times when men are in relationships, they still have other women on the side that they are entertaining. So it's quick for them to go ahead and jump to the next because they still have another option waiting on the sideline. As to us women, we're so devoted to just one person. We don't see nobody else. Like, for instance, like me, if I'm with you, I don't see nobody else. I don't see no other guy. There's no other man in this world that's attractive to me but just you. Yeah. So I'm just going to see you and only you. So if we are to break up, it's going to take me like a year to move on. Okay. Cool. You know?
I would say women move on faster, and only because, usually by the time you lose a woman, you've already lost her way before she actually broke up with you.
Yes.
Like she has realized that you're not the one. She's emotionally probably attached to someone else, or is thinking about starting something with someone else. So I think personally it's more so a woman is going to move on faster because she really already moved on from you. Breaking up was just the last thing she had to actually get done. Well, as men, I think, we get back out and we're like, what, I don't want to date for a while no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to chill. I'm going to have fun, blah, blah, blah. And, just personally my experience, I'm going to have to say women on this one.
Okay.
I think that men move on faster. I hate to be generalizing, but I honestly do think that men move on faster because, like he said, like, usually when a relationship is ending on a woman's part, like, she's already emotionally moved on. Gotcha. Right? But men are more likely to just go jump into something else to distract themselves from that pain and rather self than dealing with it. So I think men are more likely to kind of jump into something else, whereas a woman is more likely to kind of evaluate her next steps.
Now, when we say move on, are we saying move on to another relationship or move on to like another sexual partner or something like that? Because that's a big difference.
That is a big difference. I agree.
So if a man is moving on, are we saying if he sleeps with someone else, that means he moved on?
No, relationship.
So it's a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
so do you still keep the same answer with
yes,
that?
Yes, I do, because honestly, men are more likely to lean in a crutch on a relationship. Well, honestly, it's both parts. Like, people can be codependent no matter their gender. Like.
Okay.
Okay, so for you, you don't agree that women move on differently, meaning like they break up with you emotionally?
I do think women move on differently.
Okay, do you think that they attach to themselves faster to someone else before a man attaches themselves faster to someone
Not
else?
necessarily, no.
Okay. All right. Yeah, women 100% move on faster. 100%. It's not even a question. They most of the time they actually break up with you mentally before they break up with you physically. So they already know they new dick. They probably already texting them. They probably been texting them. They probably already talking to them. She got something to say. Let's get it. So they have moved on well before the actual breakup happens. Go ahead.
Who?
You had something to say?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that could be the case. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that's not the case. Yeah, that does happen a lot, but I don't say it's often, or I don't think it's as common as you think. I do think that most women we don't jump into the next relationship right after a relationship. Where most of us, I'm not trying to say all of us, but I do feel like some of us, we tend to mourn the relationship. You know, like we tend to I think we mourn it, and we wallow in it and try to understand what happened. Where did it go wrong and whatnot. So while you're mourning it, you're not thinking about the next guy. You're not thinking about another guy. I mean, you would want to move on, but it's gonna be hard because you're still kind of. I mean, in the back of our mind, we're still gonna be thinking about that person, so it's gonna be hard to just jump into the next person.
Question. For the guys that you are in a relationship with and you go to the next person, did you already know that person?
The guy that I'm jumping to.
Yes.
Did I already know the person?
Yes. If it's ever happened before. So say you broke up with someone, you got with someone else. Did you know that person before you broke up with that last person?
I don't think it's ever happened to me before.
Ever in your life?
No.
So every time you broke up with someone, it was a brand new person that you have never met before that you got with. And this goes for you too.
This is a good question. I
Yes,
really
it's a
want
good
to
question.
think.
I need a good answer. This for you too, Vanessa. She like.
I really. You go.
Okay.
You go.
I think that, at least for how I go about navigating relationships, I think it's important to at least develop, or at least attempt to develop, a friendship or like a kind of baseline for understanding how a person operates before you just have any kind of relationship, whether that be a friendship or a romantic dynamic with somebody, or just a sexual dynamic with somebody. Like, so I feel like yes, and like yes, I mean yes, that's happened to me before, but like that's because I'm living life, like, you know.
So pretty much we should be worried about those friends that you have, because it takes a friendship to build those relationships.
Not necessarily,
and
because
my chances
it
of
doesn't
you
necessarily doesn't take a friendship to build a relationship. However, like you can. Sorry, I forgot where I was going with it.
Yeah, I'm seeing how you
No, but like.
I'm wondering how you're gonna get out this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it doesn't necessarily take a friendship to build a relationship. However, like when you in your relationship, if you're worried about somebody else's friends, like that's a matter of trust between you and your partner. That's not like, no matter what partner you change to, like that's gonna be an internal issue and something that you and your partner have to work on. Like,
but I feel like trust. I think I said this one episode before. Trust can only go so far, because trust is a fake thing that people use to actually give validation on why I shouldn't worry. When the actuality, it doesn't matter. Trust isn't actually physical. So if I trust you, you can still cheat on me. If I trust you, you can still be with your friend. It doesn't change anything because I trusted you. It's more so, if I have to be factual about the situation, if most bonds are built by friendships, by knowing someone. So therefore, if I'm with someone, it has nothing to do with like insecurities, anything like that. It's just dumb of me to just blindly trust her, that we know that you even said it's built by friendships, but I should just trust these friendships, when if it backfires, the only reason I got fucked was because I trusted you.
more so it's more so you should trust your partner, but like also like if you're gonna be in a dynamic with somebody and you don't trust them, there's no point in being in a dynamic with them.
I disagree.
Like then if that's how you navigate relationships, that's gonna have to be something that you're gonna factor into the outcome.
And I guess let me make it better. I disagree to an extent. You do have to have some kind of trust. In my mind, I should not even doubt that you would do this to me. I just don't believe in
disagree
giving
with-
full trust.
Ooh, let's go,
I
man.
disagree with that. I think that it doesn't necessarily matter what that other person does.
Mhm.
Like, you should trust yourself to know that, hey, if this person is crossing my boundaries, isn't treating me right, I'm going to take myself out of this situation.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I really can see that. Go ahead.
Okay.
So trust more yourself versus your partner.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I feel like I've never really been placed in that situation before. Not really like, okay, something that I can think that is kind of recent.
Okay,
No,
let's
they're
just say,
new.
your last boyfriend you was
Okay.
with, all right, when you broke up and you got with someone else, whether you slept with them or you got into a
Right.
relationship,
It was somebody
Did
that I
you
just
s-
met.
somebody that you just met you never knew before.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You can't
Normally
judge,
that
you can't
doesn't
judge.
happen.
No, you can't judge. We're not all women are not the same.
I'm not saying all women are the same. I'm saying normal human behavior is normal human behavior. Most women sleep with dudes that they somewhat comfortable with or somewhat know.
Okay, I can say.
Unless
I can
they
see that, but
unless they
know
again they a
him.
hoe and they just out here in the streets and just doing what they doing. But most women already know the dudes that they're going to sleep with.
so,
Go ahead.
so what's wrong with women sleeping with people that they're comfortable with? Like,
Again,
there's
that
a
goes
va-
back to
there's
his
a-
point.
Yeah, there's a variance. Like, yeah, just like she said, like sometimes you just want to like. Sometimes it's just a random person, but like,
Yeah.
also sometimes it's just like somebody you're exactly like you said it. Somebody you're comfortable with. Like,
Yeah, the problem is that if you are a man and you invest into that relationship, right, you're not gonna put that woman in a position to where she can get fucked over, or you get mad and you have an argument, and now she's like, all right, I'm gonna sleep at Johnny's house because I'm mad at Donnie over
And
here.
because I allowed it to
Yes,
happen.
and I
because
allowed it to happen.
I
Now I'm
blindly
just-
trusted
that does
you.
happen though.
But that's the point. I'm saying men shouldn't allow that to happen, or just kick the girl to the curb. You shouldn't allow your girls to be putting herself in a position to. Matter of fact, let me just say this, because I actually went viral on TikTok or YouTube. I forgot what for saying this. Men game is actually going out to the clubs and bars and talking to women. That's how men flirt. She rolling her eyes right now. So funny. Women game is going to the clubs and bars. It's a huge difference.
Can you repeat that? You said men game.
Men game is going to the clubs and bars and talking to women, right?
Okay.
Women game is going to the clubs and bars, just being there, aka being on social media, showing thirsty pictures, aka being in places to where you can get gamed. That's your game. That's how you flirt. So if I'm a man and I'm actually want to invest into a relationship, I'm not going to allow my girl to put herself in a position to where she can flirt with niggas.
Well, that just sounds like a control issue.
And I'm gonna say on that I actually kind of disagree with that because
Let's
so
go.
I actually have a lot of female friends.
Yeah.
A lot of them, and a lot of them are in relationships or not in relationships. But a lot of them I know, especially in Atlanta, they go out to the clubs, and I go out with them, and they're not there to flirt. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Women are happy with shaking their ass and having their homegirls smacking it and having a good time. I've noticed that. That's something I wouldn't have thought before, but that's something I've experienced and I know, and I'm out with these people all the time.
You have never been in a situation where you've seen girls actually outside.
No.
of the relationship?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, yes, of course, yes, you'll see it happen, and you're gonna see girls get flirted on. That's just natural. Man is supposed to hit on girls, but I'm talking about I don't think necessarily women go into the club, and a lot of them are there to get hit on. I think there are a lot of women who go to the club to actually dance and shake their
Have a
ass
good
and have the
time.
bottle service and sit in the section and not talk to anybody and go home back to their man, or a lot of them, their man is right with them. You know what I mean? So I don't agree necessarily that them being there alone is them there just to get hit on. Yes, there are girls who go to the club to get hit on. Hopefully that they're single, but I just don't think majority. I'm not even gonna say majority. That was about to be horrible. I just think there are a lot of women who do generally go to the club to have a good time, and that's it.
Would you
without
say
anything.
majority, or is that the minority?
You have to understand though.
I'll definitely say it's the minority.
Minority,
I have to
because
agree.
women, we most of us women, we don't want to meet our men at the club anyway.
I
That's
agree.
the last place that
That's
I
what
want
you.
to
That's
meet
what you
my
don't want to,
my-
but that's literally the place that you're probably going to if you're going to the club a lot. Let's just be
That's
real.
true.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
mean?
true. Going to the
Just
club.
no one really wants to meet their spouse at the club.
Yeah, but I'm
No,
just
but
letting
it's gonna
him
happen
know
if you're at
that
the club.
if I'm going to the club, it's not with the intention or the intent of me going to meet someone. So if
course.
a guy's flirting with me, he's flirting with me. I don't have to flirt back, or I'm not even entertaining him because in my mind it's like we're at the club. Like I'm not. Like,
So where are you going to meet these people then?
But like,
there's other
but
places
just
to
like-
meet
That's a
people.
good question.
at.
We
Where
gotta
you
go
going?
to the question now.
Just like you
You're
said,
not-
like a woman's like the way a woman's flirting is just by being in a place. Like so, no matter where a woman goes, some man is gonna walk up to her and flirt with her if that's
Very
what he
true.
if that's what he so chooses to do.
Very.
Like that's just what's gonna happen. And like you said, if you're going to the club,
Mhm.
you're gonna be around club people. You're gonna be
Exactly.
in club energy. But
So why would you allow your woman that's in a relationship to be in a place
if
with
you're
single?
if you're going to places that are you don't want to meet your spouse and you don't want to meet your spouse there, don't go there. Like if you want to be
Wait, what?
around, if you want to, you're asking like, where are you gonna meet these people then?
Oh
so
no, he was asking.
Yeah.
well, yeah. So what he was asking, well,
Because-
where are you gonna meet these people then? You're gonna meet them in the places that you're actually hanging out with, doing the things that you actually
I
enjoy
agree with that.
doing. Yeah.
I agree with that.
So you're saying women in relationships should not go to the club?
And bars, yes.
And bars.
Clubs and bars is designed for single people to mingle, drinks, etc. I don't
So
understand
a
why
woman
would you
can't go and have a good time with her girls and just
bowling.
drink.
Why you can't go to bowling?
But
Why
we're
you
not
can't
talking
go-
about bowling right now. We're talking about the club and the bar. So
Yes,
women can't
no.
just go to the bar or the club and just have a good time and drink and dance, listen to
You
music.
can do that exact same thing at Dave and Buster's. You can do
Okay.
that
I
exact
just-
same
I-
thing.
like I
at
said,
whatever.
I disagree.
Like I was
I think the
saying,
club
like,
is a
no
different
matter where
vibe.
Hold
a
on.
woman goes, like a man is gonna hit on her regardless. So
Right.
like the solution to your dilemma
Is her
is
staying at home.
her staying at home.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I disagree. I think
I
women
disagree.
can go to the club and have a good time and not attract or go there looking for other dudes. I think it's
Yeah.
different for males. I think a lot of guys do go to the club trying to pull women. I think
Yes.
majority
Well,
probably of
100%,
men
yeah.
probably do that, but I don't think it's the opposite. I think women are so used to getting hit on their daily lives everywhere they go, to the mall, to the gas station, that it's nothing different from them getting hit on in the club. A lot of girls just like the life. You
I
know,
disagree.
I know girls who don't
disagree.
drink and go to the club and want to be in sections and have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Like
what I'm saying?
me.
Yeah, and they have the balls. She's not looking for nobody. She just wants to be out in that environment with
Mm-hmm.
good music and dance. So I would say that a lot of women are like that. You know, they're not there intentionally to get hit on. In my personal opinion,
No,
what
no,
I've seen,
I
too.
even agree with you. I don't
Yeah.
think they intentionally to do that. But
Yeah.
again, why would you put yourself in that position is my overall point.
No,
Why
I
would
do
you-
agree.
The
I do
part
agree. That position is
I think
hard.
you're missing is that we're not putting ourselves in the position to be hit on.
You are. If you
No,
go to sing,
no,
if you go
like,
to a club
like,
and bar,
there are places
Yeah.
where that is more likely to happen. I see
Yes.
what you're saying there.
Yeah.
However, like if a woman chooses to go to that place, she
Mhm.
can, and if she's in a relationship,
Mhm.
and her and her partner trust each other, that can happen. So because women are individual people, and no matter, and again, we're not putting ourselves in the position to be hit on because
Mhm.
no matter where we are, that's gonna happen.
Well, I understand that, and I actually agree with you that no matter where you are, that's going to happen. But you are going to a place that's designed for that to happen.
Not necessarily. Clubs and
A club and bar
clubs
is
are- yes,
designed for
clubs
that
and
to
bars
happen.
are designed for social experience, not necessarily to look for relationships. Like
No. It's designed to sleep around.
No,
For
it's
sex,
not.
yes, it is.
No, it's absolutely.
Yes, it
you're
is.
now you're
See,
tripping.
okay.
No.
I mean, if you really do think about
No,
it,
it's
a club
not.
and a
It's
bar,
not.
it's not. And I'm not to say necessarily made to sleep with someone or anything like that, but it's alcohol, music. It's a pit for sexual activity. Just
Come on,
think
let's-
about
let's
it.
be
Just be
honest.
realistic.
Let's give it
Just
a buck.
because you don't take part in it, or just because you don't do it when you go out, doesn't mean that's not what they want. They want people to come there, get drunk, meet the opposite sex, and have a good time. That's how they make money. Literally, that's what a club
You
and bar
have a
is
good
for.
time, but you don't have to. They're not thinking you're gonna go have sex with the person.
So why would they put?
It
why-
happens.
Oh,
They want you to
man.
drink and
Where
have
the drinks?
fun.
Where the drinks?
Have
the
you seen
hookahs,
have you seen
the
a club
weed,
have you
the-
seen a club flyer before?
Yes.
Why they put attractive girl on there?
Because they want
Sex
to.
sells.
Thank
But
you.
then that means
So it's
guys are
designed.
going there for sex.
So that means
Yeah,
it's
that's
designed.
what
This
captures
is-
your
that's-
attention.
Exactly. You're bringing people to
so
your
like I said, I don't agree with
establishment.
everything he's saying, but that part, you guys are just making the point. Sex
No,
sells,
it's
so
not.
therefore it's designed for that.
But it's not designed to.
It is.
It's not
You-
designed for sexual.
You don't have to do
promiscuity
it.
Marketing,
happen.
and then there's like the purpose of which the thing actually exists. Like,
Okay.
So there's those two things can be different.
So
sometimes.
they're marketing it with sex, but they don't want actually people to have sex.
Well, no, they don't want you to have sex in the club. Usually.
I mean, not
they
in the
don't-
club,
they
but they don't
don't-
want you to
in the
meet
club.
somebody.
Exactly.
They don't want
Yeah, meeting somebody, sure, but if you're drinking and the drinks are flowing, you're giving them your money, sure. But like,
But why
no,
are you giving
they
them?
don't
Why
want you to
do
have
they want
sex
you to give their money?
in their club?
Why would they want? The reason that they want
Oh
you
my
to come
goodness.
is because they think you're gonna meet some attractive woman or attractive guy, spend money together, and that's how they make money. Saying that clubs and bars aren't designed for a social hookup or whatever type of experience doesn't make sense.
It is a social
Now-
experience.
Yeah, but you're not. I understand that people don't go there for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily go to the club to hook up. To be real, and I told you, I said it in this episode already. I know a lot of women who don't either, but doesn't mean it's not designed for that. If I take someone to a trapeze or something like that, right? Swingers club, and they don't have sex. doesn't mean it wasn't designed for them to have sex.
Yeah, but
It's
I mean,
still
clothes are
that was
different
still the
from
design.
regular
Just because you
clothes.
didn't do it doesn't mean that's not what it was
next question.
designed for.
Yeah, we got
We
to
can
go
go,
next
yeah, we
question.
do,
'cause we're
yeah,
gonna-
we can run out of time here.
Okay. A couple is staying in a relationship because of the kids. Is this noble or foolish? I mean,
that's easy.
I think we all know the answer to that question.
Then what's
right?
the answer?
It's foolish.
You all agree that it's foolish?
I think it's foolish.
I don't actually agree with y'all.
Yeah.
I think at some point you have to understand duty a little bit harder than you understand your own feelings. And I do understand that the feelings of if they are abusers, so let's take that out. If they abusive, all that bullshit. Let's take all that out. But if they are a person that y'all just not working, y'all see the studies, y'all see multiple studies online where it says, oh, a 2-parent household raises better children than a 1-parent household.
Agreed.
A 1-parent household, literally 70% of the fucking, what do you call that shit, jails are people that are from a 1-parent household.
Yeah.
So you can't mentally say, oh, I'm going to relieve this relationship and I have a kid and still have a duty towards that kid.
So I should give up my happiness, my personal happiness. When I die, I'm gonna die by myself, 100%. My personal happiness for the rest of my life because I decided to have a kid with somebody.
Who says the rest of your life though?
If I'm not happy, I'm not happy.
How long it
The
takes
thing
for
says
hold on.
if they're there for the kids, they're only
Yeah.
together for the kids. That's
Yeah.
exactly what the question says.
Yeah.
So therefore, I don't want to be in this relationship. I'm in my own head. I see out through my own eyes.
Yes.
Period. I should be here mentally unhappy because I chose to bring kids in this world.
Okay.
That's
So
not
for you,
that's not right.
So for you, you said the rest of your life. That's not the rest of your life. You don't need the rest of your life for a child to develop to a point.
Okay,
where
so
it
I
can
should
be-
waste some of my
So
life.
my question is,
You
so
should waste
what's
some
what's your
to be
solution? Now
unhappy.
you and your spouse are. I mean, okay, for me, and I don't want to put my perspective into it because it's my perspective, but for the sake of the
No, put your
conversation,
perspective
I'm gonna
Let's
say.
hear it.
So for me,
hear
the
all
only
y'all perspectives.
only reason why I would say divorce is something that you should do is if there's infidelity involved or abuse. Those are the only two factors that I will make divorce acceptable, right?
So
That's just for me.
unhappiness is not one.
No.
Okay.
So, but my question for you is now, what should be the resolution now or the solution to a couple who are living in a home, they're not happy, something maybe along the lines of infidelity is occurring and it's just not working
Got you.
and they have children involved. Now, what do you feel like would be a good, suitable solution
Okay. Number
so
one.
they're not breaking up that family home or
No, I
that
got you.
dynamic?
Yeah,
excuse
100%.
me.
Number one, I would say choose better mates. That's number one. Before you even get to that point, you should always.
But
choose
it's too
better mates.
late
I
now,
got you,
so-
but I want to make sure that people understand you gotta
Okay.
really vet the people that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, when it comes to relationships, I think you just have to come to common ground. Hey, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, but at the same time, we're gonna raise this child till 15, and we're gonna raise them together, blah blah blah. Because again, when you just look at the data, it just goes against just being a one-parent household. It just doesn't make sense for me. If I have a child and I actually want that child to be the best version of themselves, to just go out, leave, find another family, etc., and then leave the woman to the child, or the opposite, it doesn't make sense to me.
So pretty much you're just saying you just have to suck it up and just be unhappy for the rest of your life.
Not the rest of your life.
No, that's what it is because you're not divorcing, right? Or maybe when they leave the home at 18.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
So ultimately, I think it's foolish to stay in that relationship if you're unhappy because
Even if
You-
just unhappiness, I want to be clear.
so no, yes, because if it is unhappiness and you're unwilling and you can't come to common ground and you can't work it out with that partner, and that is an emotional kind of abuse, like
It is.
that
To yourself.
exactly, that's a disrespect to yourself, and like, and if you're just gonna stay with the kids, what are you teaching those kids? To ignore their feelings, to swallow like how they feel, and to not speak up for themselves, to not take action based on how they feel and what would be good for them, like that is not good for the kids. Like staying together for the kids it just blows itself up. It just implodes. So
And the kid's gonna sense the unhappiness.
exactly,
Yeah,
They're
kids
going to
absorb
know.
that so
They're gonna become
quickly.
adults. And they're gonna be like,
No,
you know
even
what?
as
Y'all should have
children,
been left each other.
They,
you
even
know?
as children, they pick up. Kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for.
Absolutely.
Like and they like kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for, and they see that. So staying together for the kids is not gonna be helpful. So in regards to a solution, like obviously it's different for everybody,
Of course.
but if you guys can come to a common ground and you can live in the same area to where the divorce, because divorce, yes, is traumatizing for children, but
Yeah.
like staying together ultimately would be too. And it's what you're saying about a 2-parent household being better to raise a child. Like
Statistically right.
statistically, yes, but when you talk to people who have endured abuse, they say I would rather have been with just that one parent than have both and have that person be abusive.
I got you.
But
again, I want to kick out the abuse. I want to be clear. I'm not talking about
no
abuse.
abuse.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then
I
have
wanna be
somebody
clear.
there that's contributing to the overall, that is this overall source of unhappiness in our family household.
Okay. Again, for me, I don't. This is why men shouldn't even get married to women. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta be honest on the show because again, fuck your happiness.
Say it again. Men
should not even get married to women because fuck your happiness at that point. It's not about you. Now that you have a child in the world, it's not about you. It's about raising that child to best of society it can be. It's about duty first. Then it is about your happiness. Then it is about everything else. So I do get what y'all saying about emotional shit, etc. But at some point in time, you have to understand that your duty comes before how you feel.
But you can still do both. Like I said, a kid can understand, hey, why don't my parents ever hug? Hey, why don't my parents tell them they love each other? Hey, why don't they ever show each other love at all? Just because they're both in the same household doesn't mean you have a two-parent home.
Got you.
You know?
Now, would you rather have that or a one-parent household and then roll the dice?
I mean, if the kid is getting shown love at that other household, or two parents or not, then yeah, I want them to know what real love looks like, what needs to be treated. I've been through, and I'm pretty sure everyone here has probably been in a relationship where you're not happy anymore. You know, so you're just going through the motions, and you just can't even fake going through the motions, and you can see it. You both can feel it, and it happens. And so I'd rather not have that and be in a one-parent household and show my kids something they actually can see what love is. You know what I'm saying? This is how you show someone that you love them. Yeah, sorry it wasn't with your mother, but this is what it really is. And if you go up and you go to jail off of that, I'm sorry, I did my best. That's on you.
You go to jail off of that?
You know,
I get what you're saying.
I want to ask you a
Doesn't
question.
make me a bad
I'm still
parent.
confused. You said men shouldn't get married to women? What
Not,
do you mean
not
by
in
that?
2023. There's no incentive for you to get married to women. There's no benefit for you to get married to women in 2023.
Why do you feel that way?
It's not a feeling. It's a knowledge. There is no benefit. Name one benefit that a man gets marrying a woman.
If you're not factoring in your emotions, then yeah, that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Like
I'm
you
confused.
just just said, like, well, yes, marriage is often known as a business proposal or a
that's why it was
contract.
created. Yes.
Yes. So, but if that's solely how you're looking at it, and you don't see the monetary value in a woman, then yeah, that doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
no, hold on.
to
You conflate a monetary value, and you conflating a serious relationship with marriage. Again, name me one benefit that a guy gets by marrying a woman versus a serious relationship.
Well, I mean, it's just if you take out religion, first of all, let's take that out.
Yeah, let's
throw that out the window.
True.
It's just a sign of commitment. A lot of people get married as just a sign of commitment. It doesn't have to benefit anything. It's just showing I'm committed to you, you're committed to me, and that alone for me is enough. That's it. It doesn't have to. Yeah, you're not a serious relationship just the same, but a wedding, your families are there. You're showing your sign of love for someone else. That's a reason enough for me to get married personally.
Okay.
Just for that basic commitment level.
And you showing that commitment because you want to show that commitment, or you showing that commitment because you want to show her that commitment?
No, I'm saying because I want to show that commitment. If I get married, I'm not super religious, so me getting married is not going to be on like a religious type thing. It's more so it's for me and my spouse, because I want a wedding too. I want that commitment and the reception, and I want all that just as much of that. And yes, I do agree that besides that, there's not really a big difference between that and a serious relationship. But that's just a sign showing I'm committed to you, you're committed to me, and let everyone see that.
I actually
That's
agree
really
with that.
it.
I actually agree with that.
So you don't feel like there's any like benefits from marriage that you can't? I mean, okay, great. You can hire a cook. You can hire a nanny. You can hire a maid. You can hire all these.
Yeah, so where you going?
things.
Well, I'm about to say, where you going with this?
Because I'm saying like in a marriage, even in marriage, most of the times women are going to be the ones playing those roles, right? Playing the role as a maid, the nanny, the cook, all that, right? So, but of course, a woman can still play that role in a relationship. But most women would prefer to only play that role in a marriage because.
And that's a problem.
No, it's not a problem because
it is.
how am I? No,
I've
no,
never
no.
bought a car in my life before I test drove.
There you
Facts.
go.
Period.
There
You're
you
not
go.
about to show me.
conversation.
You're not about to
Let's
show
go.
me nothing right now in a relationship and then tell me. But when we get married,
And that's
I'm gonna be a different
what-
person.
Yes.
Hell
Oh,
no.
let's go.
You're right, and
Hell no.
I agree because I'm not disagreeing with that because you know there are women who feel that they don't want to show you certain things until they do get that ultimate commitment
And
from
that's
you.
wrong. You shouldn't do that.
And you can't be. I really can't really fault them because it's like I don't know. It's like we're playing house. What else is there? What's next? Okay, I'm playing house. We're doing all these things that married couples do.
It's quite the opposite.
So what how is it going to be any different? Like what is going to make you want to marry me?
You need to show why you should get married.
And I must say, yeah.
You don't
and
tell me if you marry me, I'm going to do these things. You
so what
show
if she?
me
Okay,
why
so what if
I
she's
should
still
marry you.
okay? What if she's still showing you certain things, but she's just not going all the way in? Like she's giving you but she's giving you
that's
no.
wrong.
Listen, she's giving you a preview of what to expect, and she's still being a good no. I'm saying she's still being a good woman.
Wrong.
She's still catering to your needs, but she's not going to.
A ceremony and a
break
ring
her
shouldn't
back.
change the person.
Let me just ask really, really quickly. Do
For
y'all all
you.
want to get married?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, every single one of y'all.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
wanna get
married.
You, depending on what age would you want to get married at? In your 30s, in your 40s?
Late 30s, in my opinion. 37 to 38.
Okay, cool.
30s, early 30s.
30s.
Okay, I just wanted to let because that's very different. That's
Late
very
30s.
important.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm the kind of girl I do all that stuff in the beginning. I don't play. I don't say, oh, because I'm not married to you, I'm not going to do those things. But I do see the perspective from other women where they feel like they don't want to do too much so soon because it's like I'm playing wife, I'm playing house. Like you have to earn that from me.
But
You
we want to see those nurturing
But
qualities.
you can still see those nurturing
Not if
qualities.
you're holding it back.
Yes, that
You're,
makes
but
sense.
no, because you're seeing what I can provide. You're getting an idea or a glimpse of who
Hey
I
babe,
can
I only
be.
washed 2 dishes today. But when
It's
we get
not
married,
just
when we
washing.
get married,
I'm
I'm
gonna wash
It's
all
not-
5 of them.
So
Like,
you want her
what?
to be on her knees scrubbing the
No,
floor.
but you don't have to do that when you're
cooking
married
and-
either.
Huh?
You don't have to
Yes,
be the scrub
yes,
on the
you
floor.
will because
If that's not
sometimes
you,
the house
that's not
gets
you.
dirty. So you want to make sure
Okay,
get
but you should
everything
do that
together.
before or
Nah,
after the
baby.
marriage. Doesn't
Huh?
matter. I'm not saying when we get married, now you need to snap and now you need to become the woman you were that you're supposed to always be. You hit your full potential because you're married. I'm saying the person you were before you're married should be the person you were after. And it's my decision to judge that person you were before to see if I want to marry you. The second we
Okay.
get married, I don't need nothing extra from you. I didn't marry this new extra superhero wife that just happened because this ring got on your finger. I married the person that you just wore yesterday before this. So yes, show me everything now so I can make my decision on if I want to marry you or not.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman, if she doesn't show you qualities as far as like what a wife is supposed to exude, I'm just saying like just the typical Betty housekeeper roles.
Yeah.
Does she not make a good wife?
It's
Is she,
every
is she
man.
not okay?
Every
so
man is
this-
different.
every man. Okay.
In
that's
my
fine,
household,
that's
when
fine.
I was in a long-term relationship, I was cool with splitting up the chores.
Okay.
My girl did not cook and clean everything at
Okay.
all. In fact, I cooked most of my meals. You know what I'm saying? Because I like them make a certain thing. My duties was to vacuum, do some of the well, actually I didn't do dishes. I ain't like dishes. I'm sorry. Clean, make sure, pick up clothes and do laundry. She did everything.
Right.
She worked. She made money. I still paid all the bills. You see what I'm saying?
Not
I
everybody's
was
like
always
you
like-
though.
Did she work?
She worked.
Okay,
She was a high school teacher.
Not
Yeah.
everybody thinks like you. There are men who want to see those qualities from a woman. They want to see specific qualities from a woman.
But do you know how
in
we
the
got to that
beginning.
point? It's because she had those qualities. So she showed me that she could do all that stuff by herself. And you know what I said? You know what?
What
I'ma
do you
help
mean?
you out.
What if she never showed you those
Then
qualities?
we wouldn't have got far. There's not gonna be no marriage. You see what I'm saying? I'm willing to help you out if you already have it. If I see my baby stressing over things that I expect, then yes, I will help. But don't get it twisted. She already had those qualities before. She was willing to do it herself.
So let me ask you this question. So as a woman now, she's showing you these qualities as a woman. Are you going to be showing her qualities as a man?
Yes.
He did that jump.
Yeah, I'm providing.
So you are going to be willing to
Absolutely.
provide
Absolutely.
100%
100% financially.
for
Now
her.
let's not get it twisted. If you're working, of course you're gonna have to pay for some of your things. Yes.
Like what?
Your things. What you
What
want is
things?
extra. I'm not giving you an allowance. Let's not get that crazy if you have a job. I'm gonna take care of the household. I'll pay the bills, electricity, internet, blah blah blah, or whatever. But I'm not buying you a Gucci bag every week. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting money for you to go to Starbucks. You have a job for that. Everything else is you. My job is
So
to
if your girl
provide
came
for
to you like, babe, I want to go to Starbucks tonight or this
Listen,
tomorrow morning.
I'm not going to trip on no $15.
You're not gonna give her $15?
I will give her the $15. I'm not,
Okay,
that's
I'm
not
just
what I'm
making
saying.
sure.
Let's not get petty. I'm just saying.
I'm just making
I'm not about to give you $200 a week just to put on your allowance when you
Okay.
have a full-time job.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next card again. A man has a side piece but claims he loves his wife with all his heart. Is this possible? Explain. Absolutely not.
Oh man.
That goes my answer.
Oh man.
Let's hear it. Let's
Oh
hear it. I
man.
see
Oh, this game is already bad.
It is. Let's go.
Oh, that just got
Absolutely
real bad.
not.
Let's go.
Oh man, I was gonna say this.
Go ahead.
If you've had a side piece and that falls outside the terms of your relationship and therefore you're crossing the boundaries of your partner, you don't respect them, you don't love them. Well, you can say that you love them, but do you respect them? Not really.
I actually like that. Do you think
I like
love
that
and
answer.
yeah, I love that answer.
That was a great answer.
Yes, it was. Do you think love and respect is mutual? Meaning
Yes.
like you have to love and you have to respect.
No,
Okay.
No.
You can love somebody and have absolutely no respect for them.
I disagree.
I agree.
If you love somebody, you're gonna have respect for that person.
Yeah, but are you gonna follow that? Are you gonna
If,
abide by
yeah,
that?
if you love them, if you love,
Tyra, this is not no fairy tale. This
if
is real
you
life.
love a person enough, if you love and care and cherish a person enough, you are going to respect that person because you're not going to want to hurt them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. You don't want to. No one wants to hurt anyone,
Ideally.
and that's why you don't get caught.
Ideally, we're all humans and we're flaws. I understand, but at the same time, you really cared about somebody, you're going to respect that person. I'm sorry.
Your thoughts?
Well, I agree with her, 100%. Not Tyra. Sorry.
Not her.
I do think it's wrong to have a side
Whatever.
piece. I do think it's wrong to cheat, but I do see where you can actually really love someone and still step out and still have a side piece. It doesn't take away from the love.
Typical man.
I think it is disrespectful, but it doesn't mean you don't love the person. So I do agree with what she said.
I gotta agree with what you said. I
Of
think it
course.
is a little bit of disrespect, but at the same time,
little
a man can 100% fuck somebody else and still love their woman. A majority of women can't.
But the woman
You know.
can't. But the woman can't.
A woman has to respect a man before she loves him.
Okay.
Majority.
A woman is caught cheating.
Oh no, you said no? No, go ahead. Talk on it.
No. I don't
You have something
think
to say?
you don't even have to know somebody before you can follow. Like you can adore them. Like
Really?
yeah. Like
So you would say majority of women don't have to respect men to be attracted to them?
can you repeat the question?
Okay.
The majority is
Do
what
you
throws it
think
off.
the majority of women have to respect a man before they love them?
I
I'm-
would
I'm-
love to believe that majority of women would
I'm
have to
agree.
respect the man before they love them, but ultimately, like,
Mhm.
ultimately, like, I don't want to say no.
I agree 100%.
Yes, like,
it don't,
it's-
it don't even
again,
make sense
you
to
don't
not.
you don't have to respect somebody entirely to love them, because just so you don't have to love, that's how you don't have to respect somebody to love them. Like
I disagree with that. I think, as again, for men,
you
I
can
think
love
it's
them
different.
and you can adore them. We can put people on the pedestal. We can call it love. Like it depends on what you're calling it love. Like is it adoration? Are you just admiring this person? Like are you putting them up on a pedestal, thinking like, oh, I love this person, but ultimately like you don't respect their boundaries. Like love is nice, but like when it comes to relationships, those come with conditions. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I actually agree with that. But I think for majority of women, they have to respect a man first before they even attracted to him.
I think what y'all are coming off as is more so you're talking about before the relationship.
Yeah.
You need to be respected before you fall in love. I agree.
Yes.
Doesn't mean when you're already in love they can't disrespect you.
Yeah.
So that's why I agree.
Yeah.
If they
I like that. I like
you can't fall in love with a woman's not gonna fall in love with a man she doesn't respect at all initially. Doesn't mean later on she might lose respect or disrespect
She
him.
like, I
But
don't
she
wanna
ain't
be
get into that love level if she don't have some type of respect for you.
No, because you fall in love with people before before we even fully know them. You know.
Yeah, but you respect them. At least, at minimum. Like you ever just be like,
I
man, I
agree.
cannot respect this
Some
motherfucker
people
at
don't
all.
respect themselves, y'all. Like that doesn't really extend to other people. You know, it's hard to do that. Like if you don't respect yourself, it doesn't really matter if the other person, like if you respect the other person, like, you can adore them, like, and you can put them on a pedestal, you can look up to them, but like respect, like comes with. I'm going to follow I'm going to adhere to this person's boundaries. I'm going to adhere to my boundaries. Like, if you can't do that for yourself, you can't really do that for somebody else.
I actually agree with the beginning, what you said, not the last. I think you can follow directions of someone else, even if you don't follow your own direction. I think you can respect someone else, even if you don't respect yourself. Now, maybe the love part, you can't love someone else without loving yourself, but you can damn sure respect someone without respecting yourself. You can be like, hey, I ain't fucking with that dude, because that dude would beat my ass. You can definitely do that. You can definitely have respect before.
Go ahead, Tyra.
She said,
A woman is caught
let's get to
cheating a woman is caught cheating and says her significant other should forgive her because he cheated before.
Because she what?
A woman is caught cheating and says her significant other should forgive her because he's cheated before. So because he's cheated in the past, he should forgive her for cheating on him that one time. He refuses for reasons that it worsens when women. Okay, he refuses for a reason that it's worse when women cheat. Does he have a point? Explain. You know what? I think. You know what? He doesn't have to. No, I feel like he doesn't have to forgive her because cheating is cheating, regardless of if he's done it in the past or not. She still cheated on him. So I do agree with him not wanting to take her back the same way that she did not have to take him back as well. And he should respect her wishes if she chose to not take him back. So I'll just say that.
Okay, I actually agree with that. Damn.
So let me ask you a question. Do you want me to be a man and have to be the provider and the standards that comes with to being a man? Is that what you want? I'm asking you. That's what you want, right? Yes or no? That's what you want, right?
I don't know. I feel like
your definition of what you want. You want to be a provider, a leader.
So you saying that comes with women?
No, I'm saying I'm asking you. I'm not saying that.
Let
me make my point.
Let him get to the water.
Yes, I
is
want
that
you to
what
be.
you want,
Yes.
right? Well, a real man, is possessive as well over what's, he considers his territory, his family, his kids, his woman. All right.
Okay.
It's completely different when a woman lets another man step in and take that territory, which is, her vagina, than when a man does it to a woman, because I am that person that you told me that you want me to be, correct? If I'm that, so yes, two wrongs don't make a right. Cheating is wrong on both ways, but you can't expect me to be this man who's a leader, a provider, who's a protector of my territory, and not feel more hurt or see as a bigger deal when a woman cheats versus a man.
So your feelings.
You need to take it me as 100% or zero. Either this is what you want or this is what you don't want.
So you're saying your feelings are going to be more hurt. Your feelings should be more hurt. I do think it's
worse when a woman cheats than a man.
So a woman should be
more
accepting. Well, not necessarily accepting, but you feel like a woman should just be like, it's a man.
No,
it's okay.
no.
But because it's a man.
It's okay for a woman to leave a man for cheating. Nothing wrong with that. Right. That is a viable reason.
Like,
but I'm saying
emotionally, it's not going to be as hurtful.
Sometimes. Emotionally, to me personally, and it hurts men more because of the role that we play and the role that you have said that you wanted. Literally, when you're territorial about yours, it's different than when you are actually the one in the territory.
Baby, let me tell you, I'm territorial about mine too.
Yeah, but you're not.
So
but you don't
I'm possessive about but I'm still possessive. I'm still possessive about my man too.
That's the better word, right?
So at the same time, like I'm gonna feel as hurt as you will feel if you were to cheat on me.
I'm not comparing hurt.
So
I'm not saying
I feel
that.
like
I'm
it's
just
not
saying
fair to say
why
because as a
it's
man,
worse. That's all I'm saying.
No, I feel like it's not fair to say because
in my
you're
personal
a man.
opinion, that's why
I'm
it's
territorial,
worse.
I'm protective, I'm a provider. It's gonna hurt more because another man took what's mine.
Didn't
the
say it's
same
gonna
way.
hurt more.
It's
I
gonna
said
hurt
that's
me
why
too.
it's worse. That's it. I don't say it's gonna hurt any different.
You say it would hurt more.
Okay, I might have said that.
Like emotionally.
You said it's gonna hurt more.
Okay,
You did.
I apologize. I shouldn't have said it like that. I meant it's worse versus hurt. You're both gonna hurt. It's both gonna be emotional.
Worse means it hurts more.
Personally, think it's worse. It's just
It's worse.
That's the same thing. It hurts more.
It's not right.
Worse.
I understand it's not right. I understand it's wrong to feel that it's worse. I do understand the reasoning. I'm just telling you why I think it's worse.
Okay,
And like
And that's
emotionally, that is valid. Like if you have that perspective that a woman and her vagina are your territory, like
Okay, no.
That's exactly what you said.
Pause. That's not what I said.
No,
you better not clip that.
No.
I did
Don't
not
back down, bro. No,
say
hold on.
that.
No, do not
I
back
did
down.
not
No,
say that.
hold on.
I did not say
Do
that.
not back down. Don't back down. Don't back down.
That is not what I meant.
Do not back
I
down.
do not think a woman is my territory.
You said that, Larry. You said that.
I said
Stop backing
as a
down.
provider.
we heard.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so
Oh, this is bad.
if you think that a woman
This can't
and her
air.
vagina,
I don't think that. I never said
It
anything
is
about
your
my vagina.
territory. Stop backing down.
just rewind, y'all. Okay.
Stay on it.
man.
Stay on it. Stand on
No,
that.
I'm not owning that. I did not say that, and I did not mean
If
that.
you feel territorial over a woman and you feel that she belongs to you and she steps out of the territory and allows somebody else into your space, and you feel disrespected, then the same thing is true for the woman. You don't respect that you don't want to be the woman's territory, because in some level you're acknowledging that that's fucking weird. Like
It's still wrong on both ends.
yeah,
though.
it's still
I've never
wrong.
said that.
And,
It's
no,
still
like,
wrong.
And that part I agree with.
Yeah.
Like and exactly what Tyra said. Like you don't have, like, the man does not have, like, everybody should respect the person's choice. Like, you cheated on me. I do not have to accept you back in this
100%.
relationship. But like, either way, like.
I'm just saying, you guys got to pick what you want. Yeah. Do you want it to be a 50-50 in this household? Do you want it to be a 50-50 emotional connection? Or do you want the woman to be submissive, me to be the provider? Do you want me
Why
to
is it
feel
so black and white?
Because that's the concept. You can't have both. Yeah. If you want a man to be that leader and provide, he has to have some type of ego to lead and provide. There has to be something there.
You can't
just have a both. Yes. Oh, a man, he's going to be 50-50 with me, but still, not care about leading. But I want him to lead. But I really want him to be fair. And it's one or the other. Do you want him to be that provider? And if that's the role he plays, he should feel some type of way when he's the person he's providing for, whether it be his kids, his family. Something happens, no matter what it is, cheating or not. That's all I'm saying. No woman's vagina is anyone's territory. That's a fact.
That's cap.
That is not true.
No,
that is not
cap.
true.
So do you feel that way?
You don't own anyone's
once
vagina.
you're in a relationship,
you don't own no one's body.
Again, I'm not saying you own their body, but you have some responsibility, so you have some authority. You can't have responsibility and not authority. You can't have the authority without responsibility. You can't be in a relationship and say, hey, we are monogamous towards each other, but that's not your pussy, etc. No, I'm not saying that's your literal pussy, meaning like it's mine whenever I want it, I take it whenever. No, I'm not saying that. But at some degree, that is I wouldn't call it possession because y'all get triggered on certain words.
Say it. Trigger me.
Say what you mean.
Exactly.
It's again, when you say my girlfriend, that implies some type of possession. Yes or no?
No, it implies some kind of commitment.
No, it implies
what?
A commitment.
She said commitment, which is the same thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, how is it not the same thing?
Oh.
Let's talk.
How possession and commitment are different?
No, meaning when you say that's my girlfriend, the word my, how is that different from showing commitment versus showing possession?
Okay, so when you're referring to my girlfriend, okay, this is the person in my life that I have committed to. Okay, this is not my possession. This is not my inanimate object that I have completely.
I said at the beginning, I didn't say that.
I know you didn't say that, but you implied it. So
she's getting sassy right now. Go ahead.
So so when you're committed to somebody, you like respect that person as an individual and their own autonomy and their ability to make decisions and choices. And whereas like when you're when you have a possession, like that is more so like I feel like I have control and I need to like exactly possess and like control and dominate over this thing.
And here's what's wrong with women of today. They have this mindset of what she just explained. At some point in time, the man is in the leadership because you have to have some control to be able to lead. Someone has to follow for you to lead. So you have to be having some type of authority and responsibility and control to some degree. Yes or no? Or am I speaking Spanish?
She's checked out.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about both of y'all.
Oh, I'm about to
y'all
say,
agree?
I don't know. To me, personally to me, and I'm just gonna be like, this is for me.
Yeah. Speak from your perspective.
Yeah, this is gonna sound really bad, but I guess it's my personal perspective. I think it's kind of sexy for my man to be like, "That's mine." For me, that's just how it's me. That's why I'm saying me. You may feel a certain kind of way about that, but I want him to be like, "That's mine." Be possessive towards me, baby.
Commitment.
But at the same time, I'm gonna be the same way towards you as well because I don't want no other woman to have you neither.
And that's cheating is
That's
wrong.
So I said that at the beginning. Yes,
there is no excuse. If a nigga cheats on you, leave him. 100%.
Well, I don't agree with that part.
Leave him.
No, so women should not leave her man for cheating?
If you fix it,
now,
cool.
Okay, now we got to break down cheating really, really quickly. Now, if he lied to you and say, hey, I'm not going to sleep with no one else, you're the only one for me, etc., blah, 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 and then steps out on you, he lied, so yes.
So he has to verbally tell you. But so you mean to tell me
about, would you know otherwise?
So being in a committed relationship does not automatically make you.
How many relationships out there that are open? How many relationships?
But we
out
never
there
agreed that we're going to be open.
But you never agreed that you didn't.
No, because when you're going to be in a polygamous relationship or whatever, a polyamorous relationship. No, when you're in a
there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, let's talk.
When you are when you realistically, if you're going to be in a polyamorous relationship, there's going to be a verbal agreement and a commitment or a verbal agreement. It's not assumed. Let's be honest. It's not assumed.
I think that's the problem.
If you are in a monogamous relationship and you did not verbally say, I'm not cheating on you, that doesn't make sense to me. If you're my boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
it's automatically assumed that we're going to be committed and exclusive towards each other. So you should not have to tell me, oh, me and you are just going to be together forever or whatever. I'm not going to see no other women. You're not going to see no other men. It's already like, it's assumed.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of relationships. I think communication and honesty needs to be forefronted in most relationships. Because if you're honest and you can communicate, then it's very clear what this relationship is. Because again, it's assumed that dudes that make, I don't know, $200,000 a year and 6 feet tall, they sleep around. So is that assumed that when they get with a woman, they get in a relationship, they sleep and have sex, etc.? That goes to your point. Exactly. No, yes, it is, because men like that, they cheat all the time, and women just stay there.
Not all. I'm not gonna say all.
Let's stop the cap.
No.
Majority of men that are like that, they are out here, right?
It's not say majority.
Okay, what percentage? Please tell me.
I don't have a percentage, but I don't want to. I don't want to
49?
put all men in a box.
I'm
Like
not
y'all
even
always
saying
say, all
men.
women
I
we
said-
always
I never
put
said
men in a
all.
box.
I'm just saying majority, right? Majority of those types of
Okay.
dudes, they are doing a certain lifestyle and certain things.
Whatever.
So wouldn't that be assumed that if you got with that dude, that he's gonna have that certain lifestyle?
So, my disagreement with you is having to tell me that I'm not cheating on you before it's like okay to not cheat. It should be automatically assumed that we're going to be exclusive and we're not stepping out on each other. So from what I'm taking from you is that you're saying that, look, if I have not verbally told you I'm not cheating on you, and if I did cheat on you, it's not really cheating.
But stop. Is that what you're saying?
That's
What I'm-
exactly
what-
what he's saying.
well, pretty
No, no,
much.
I'm gonna
But
get
I
him
want
to
to be
say-
clear. I want to be
Yeah, be
clear.
clear
Before
what
you
you're
even
saying.
get into a relationship, you should discuss the terms of that relationship. That's
That
my
I
overall
agree
point.
with.
Okay.
That's my overall
Oh,
point.
so let's say you didn't discuss those terms, correct? You got in
Yeah.
a relationship because many people do it. Like
Yeah.
I said, Tyra does the right to that. Most people do assume
Yeah.
if I say you're my girl or you're my man, whatever, then we're not going to cheat on each other.
Yeah.
But are you saying if we never had that conversation
Mm-hmm.
and we still got to that point and I slept with someone else, I'm okay? Because we
should be.
never talked about it.
We
Yeah.
never talked about it.
At that point, that
Yes.
doesn't.
That
Part,
is
the
that is
blame,
a great
no, the-
defense in court.
No.
The blame falls
And
on
you probably
both
would get off.
people
You
there.
probably would get off jail
Yeah.
time with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
It doesn't
it's
it's not
okay.
more than
Hey.
wrong, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt the
Absolutely.
other person.
Listen, it's a
Yeah,
great
I don't
defense.
agree that it's
If you
not
were a
gonna hurt the
lawyer,
person.
If you were a lawyer,
So that will also be okay with the woman as well. The woman is okay.
Well,
a woman can
yes,
also
but my
step out
thing is
on you
this: as a
well.
man, it falls on you to be the leadership of that relationship. So you should definitely communicate. Hey, I don't want you sleeping with no other dudes. I
But
don't
what
want
if
you
what
doing
if
this,
that
etc.
what if that didn't happen?
Then
It
yes,
was-
do what
so
you do.
I can cheat on
But
you.
my
right?
point
Okay,
is,
I just
I'm
make
just
sure
saying
it's
that
on
for the
both
men,
sides.
I just want to know for
Point
the
is,
men.
make your intentions clear.
Yes,
And
that's
say,
it.
hey,
And
babe,
communicate,
we're gonna be
yes.
exclusive, but time to time we're gonna sleep with people.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then if the woman agrees with that, hey, it's not cheating no more because that's what you communicate.
And if she doesn't,
And if
then
these women that
just-
you do find who do agree with that, tell me where they at, because that sounds like a horrible proposition that most people are not gonna agree with,
That's
especially
cap.
women.
That's cap.
I mean,
Anybody gonna
I
agree
could be
to
wrong
that?
because I've just never done that.
No,
or
you are.
operated that
I'm letting you
way.
know right now, you are.
I've never
Because there's
operated, but-
literally NBA players that do it. NFL
Yes,
players.
agreed.
That's what I'm saying. There's
Different status.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Different
all I'm
status.
saying.
Different
I
tax
agree.
brackets.
Celebrities probably people with a lot of
Yes.
money, and NBA players they probably do have an agreement. I'm here for this,
Absolutely.
but I'm talking about the normal average
Then yes,
Atlantean.
the normal average, yeah, you can't get away with that.
Look,
yeah,
babe,
yeah,
I don't want you to
there's
sleep with nobody else, but from time to time I'm gonna be sleeping with these women, and you're my girlfriend. Cool?
Exactly, and I think real quick, I think that's why dudes actually get into relationships because they try to inspire loyalty. They say, "Hey, I want to get with you, and I'm going to be loyal to you, so I want you to be loyal to me." That's how most dudes try to get women to inspire loyalty versus her being actually attracted to you and just not wanting to sleep with other dudes because she's attracted to you.
Okay, next question. What are your thoughts about dating someone that does or did OnlyFans, stripping, or any other forms of sex work?
Ooh, we can end it with this one.
Mm.
Yeah, we can end it with this one.
Is this like for dating?
Huh?
Is this
Yeah,
for dating?
yeah.
I mean, as a woman, I'm not dating. I don't think I've ever in my livelihood came across a man who's in sex work, so I really can't give my take. But I would never date anybody in the sex industry. Absolutely not.
Even if they did in the past.
Even if they did in the past, no, ew. It's an automatic turn off.
Okay. Do you apply that same thing with just dudes like that got around that maybe your friends talked about? Hey, girl, there's one dude, he was around the city, blah blah, but he's a great dude now. He's a reformed fuckboy.
That's interesting
That's,
because most of the guys that we are meeting are F-boys currently or reformed.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting, but I feel like when you're getting paid to do something, it puts some more of a negative stigma or something on it. It just makes it a little bit more like weird.
Okay, I get that.
ew, like ew.
I have no problem with people dating anyone in the OnlyFans or sex work industry. There's someone for everyone. You have to be okay with that. I think that comes down to like personal desires and personal things you're okay with. A lot of dudes are perfectly fine with that, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't judge at all. Personally, for me, it's kind of hard to get over a little bit, but I think depending on the person and how good of their person are, I might be able to, make an exception, but that's a tough one.
What is that exception?
Exactly.
I don't know. If she's an amazing woman and, early in her life, she went through some things and not even went through some things. She just wanted to explore and maybe did some OnlyFans, but that's not the same person she is today. Then, yeah, I could probably get with it. But currently doing it, it's not for me.
Oh, yeah, that's that.
What about you?
Everybody's preference is personal.
Yeah, but what's yours? That's what we're talking about.
I think for me,
Gotta think about it, okay? Might be a go.
the people that I've talked to, the people that I've talked to who have experience in the sex industry, they are very open-minded and very knowledgeable people, and realistically, they don't want to be with people who aren't open to them. So it's not really even a question. Yeah.
You was hanging out with someone. You found out, but y'all was kicking it, y'all was having a good time, etc. You found out that they had OnlyFans in the past, or they had a very promiscuous past of that nature. Would you look at it differently, and would you want to pursue them still seriously?
I think it's important to factor in that the person is being honest with you now, and if they still have those if they still have those tendencies, and if that's going to be like a problem in your relationship, then that's going to be a problem in your relationship. But if they've got professional experience, why are you turning that away?
And then real quick, so and that person, you would be willing to date them? I'm talking about seriously, not for just like fun or personal experiences. Okay, all right. Say less. All right, for me, that's a no-go. I do agree that women that's experienced, they actually are funner. They are fun to be around. They actually have personalities, etc. So I wouldn't necessarily say date seriously, but I will still hang out with them. I'll still, sleep with them. We'll still go out, eat, etc. But I'm not gonna probably take them extremely seriously.
Why though?
Because there's too many stipulations for this one show to even talk about. There's just multiple reasons for that.
So you don't feel like a woman who had a past of partaking in sex work is just not worthy of love?
I didn't say. Don't switch the words.
See, doing
she's trying.
Words
She's trying.
First of all, you did your own dirt, not me. You did your own. I didn't switch nothing. You. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
Okay, so again, when it comes to sexual, and they actually did like sex work, it's been proven over and over again. They've done multiple studies that anything over 5 body count, that you can't even stay in a relationship, a healthy, long relationship. When it comes to
five,
they 5 over 5, yeah.
So a woman who has over 5 bodies, she can't
look it up.
stay.
Google it. Google it.
Look
at
5.
This is like
Google it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Even for anybody, like
You're right.
there's nothing wrong with having more than 5 partners.
To you,
as a woman or a man, like
I got you. To you. All right, but not to Data. Data disagrees with you. But when it comes to like the sex work of just having your stuff posted, I think for me, when I use the word serious, I'm thinking about kids, I'm thinking about wife, I'm thinking about that. I wouldn't want my wife or the mother of my kids to be posted up all online with her fucking pussy open wide like this. That's just me.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not knocking that. I respect that. Okay. I don't blame you for that.
Last question.
Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one.
Let's go.
Ready for this one?
We ready.
Okay. You should know it's your game. But okay. Should people date if they are extremely broke? Explain.
Oh,
you know we finna go
need to bring
in.
some people from the past episodes
We need
back.
to go in.
Back.
We about to go in.
Let's go.
Back.
We about to. Okay, so me.
Start it off.
Here comes some bullshit.
We were just talking about this too.
We were just talking about this, right? You know what? I feel like you should date if you are broke, but you have to date within your level. Like you have to date within your tax bracket. So if you're a man who's not making a lot of money and you're like making below a certain tax bracket, you shouldn't be chasing after the baddie or the
This is so horrible.
I'm sorry, you shouldn't be chasing after the girl who is high maintenance, because you can't keep up with her lifestyle, with her expectations of what she's looking for, what she's seeking for in a partner, because all that's gonna happen is that you're gonna become bitter. You're gonna start saying, all women are this, all women are that. Women want a certain kind of lifestyle, but you can't provide her that lifestyle because it's not within your means. So you can't get mad at her for wanting something. So you can go and find someone that's more on your level, who's not as high maintenance as she is, because there's a lot of women who are not high maintenance that can make great partners for you. So instead of bashing women and calling all women all kinds of bees and whores and groupies and gold diggers, find someone that's within your means and your tax bracket and on your level. Okay.
Well, how about y'all do the same?
Absolutely.
How about you do the
Nobody's
same?
saying that we shouldn't do the same,
but
there's a difference though.
Women aren't dating men within their tax
because
bracket.
a man is supposed to provide, remember?
Oh, exactly.
So it's okay for a woman to want more from her man.
I'm not even going to argue and all that. All I'm going to say is love is love, no matter how much money you make. The person that you're supposed to be with, a woman can make more money than him, and he can. And a lot of people are very happy. I was listening to a podcast. I don't watch a lot of the Real Housewives or anything, but I listened to the Shannon Sharp podcast, and he had Candy Burris on there, right?
Okay.
And she was talking about when she met her husband. I found out her husband was one of the camera guys. Didn't know that. She was at the peak of her career, making all this money, and she was very interested in him. And all her friends and family were like, "No, he doesn't make enough money. Blah blah blah. Don't go out with him. Boom boom boom. Whatever." She said she's dated other guys, rich, blah blah, before, and it's always been a bad experience. She dated him, fell in love. They're married, kids. They've been together for like 20 years. So
they have not been married for that long.
I'm saying they've been together for whatever. I don't watch the series or anything like that. I'm just saying this is an example of a successful woman who dated way below her tax bracket and is living, according to her, the most happy she's ever been in life.
So we know. So we think.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to speculate. You give people what they tell you, and if you want to be jealous because she found happiness in a broker guy, go ahead and say.
So I'm jealous because
she told you she's happy. Take it for face value. It's very bitter to me to tell someone what you don't know. Oh, they said they're happy, so they know. We don't know their life. No, you don't know them. Take it for face value. If someone says they're happy until they tell you otherwise. Otherwise, it just seems bitter.
It's not bitter. It's just stating facts because she's
you don't
saying,
know their facts.
But you're making it seem like, because she went and dated a guy who's below her tax bracket, that makes her a better woman.
No, I didn't make her say
because you're making it seem like women who want more for themselves, who want a man who's making a certain kind of money are bad people. And it's one thing that I just cannot.
There's nothing wrong with wanting more. Who doesn't want to date a woman or a man who's a millionaire and who doesn't want that? It's saying you're telling people to date within their tax bracket. The question was, to broke people date, and you said yes, they should date each other. That's pretty much what you said.
Okay, but you know what? To take back what I said.
That's wrong.
So go ahead and take back what I said. Let me go back. Yes, I think they should, but at the same time, I feel like it is kind of different, and it's a double standard when it comes to men and women. I feel like it is okay for a woman to go and date above her tax bracket. I can say that with my full chest because, like I said, a man is the one who's providing.
I love this. I love that you said that.
A man is the one who's providing, not the woman. So it's okay for a woman to seek outside of her tax bracket. Now, as a man, nothing is wrong with you seeking a woman who's making more money than you, but you can't get mad when it comes to certain kind of when it's expectation on her end.
Yeah, but I don't think it's getting mad.
You're becoming bitter
I feel
because you're becoming mad and bitter, and you're feeling a certain kind of way because she wants to live a certain kind of lifestyle, or she's expecting you to buy her a Gucci bag or so. I don't know, but I
think you're misconstrued. No one is mad or bitter or hurt. It's just the fact that you make more money than me doesn't make you a better human being than me. It doesn't.
Nobody said that.
I mean, I can't even date you because I don't make enough money.
Nobody said. I'm saying the reason why you shouldn't is because of the way it's going to make you feel as a man. No,
you can't tell me how it's going to make me feel.
I know how it's going to make you feel.
How?
Why? No man wants to date a woman who's making more money.
So now you're talking about all men. I just told you a man who's married to a woman who makes more money than me. As you just said, no man man wants to date a woman who makes more
but
money.
we all know that he's probably making a good amount of money now.
No, she said it herself. He was not making that much money
yeah.
when they got together.
Yeah.
And of course, now that he's with her, they've built an empire. She also said
Absolutely.
she's making 10 times more money than she made because he actually being a good person helped her make more. So that literally completely dilutes and destroys your point.
Let's not say majority, but there are a lot of men who would prefer to be making more money than their women. I mean, why would you?
Most men would prefer. It doesn't mean we have to.
You just conflated it.
But I'm saying, as a man, okay, if your woman is she's making 6 figures and you're making $40,000.
Okay.
Is that gonna make you feel like a man?
Yeah, so you do want to go back to traditional roles.
It's always been traditional.
Again, no.
I've always been traditional. No.
In this scenario, it's cool for the man to be the leader. In this scenario, now he needs.
I've
I've
never contradicted myself in that.
It's
I've always, I know I've never. Give me a
women can make more money
scenario.
than men. It's perfectly fine.
It's okay, but traditionally, a man should make more. A man should always make more money.
This might be a hot take. I actually agree with you. I agree with most of what you said. I think a man should. I'm gonna be honest. I think a man shouldn't even think about dating. Shouldn't even think about women until he at least can get on his feet. That's number one. Number two, I think you're conflating two things though. I think a man is not necessarily he doesn't want to date a woman that makes more. I think it just doesn't work. That dynamic doesn't work
It
because
doesn't.
the woman is much more masculine, etc. So that dynamic just does not work. So I actually disagree with what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree. Money is not a reason to lower anybody, in my personal opinion. Like I said, I do pretty good for myself. I'm not gonna put myself out there, but at the same time, if I ever met a woman or dated a woman who made more than me, I swear on everything, I would not feel any lesser of a man. If I had to stay home and she went to work, let's say she's a celebrity.
Now.
I'm not saying. I'm being honest.
Okay.
Money doesn't drive me to make a human being better than me. No one is better than me because they have money.
But nobody's saying that they're better than
That's
you.
literally when you say when you can't date someone because they're out your tax bracket.
That means that someone has a preference and you just don't meet those
Yeah,
requirements.
but they can still afford their preference without me. So if I'm there, they still want me for me. Just because if you have money and you're living your life, and I come in with less money, that doesn't affect your life.
Because there's gonna be certain things,
I'm not asking you for nothing.
expectation that she's gonna.
But she already has the money to do it.
Yeah, but still, as a man, a woman's still gonna want to feel like a woman at the end.
You can still make a woman feel like a woman
if you're not able
without
to,
money.
I disagree, bro.
I want you to be able to buy me things that I can't buy for myself. Is that wrong?
Yeah,
if I'm,
and you can still buy stuff.
I could buy it for myself, but I want my man, my
Like,
protector, my
like
provider to be able to do those things
It's very
for
possible
me.
to find someone that's not in your tax bracket that will love you and make you feel like a woman regardless of what they can materialistically buy you. Money is fake. Money is something that was made to put value on things. Before money, there was actually genuine connection. So if you're gonna base what makes you happy on a Gucci bag versus how a man actually makes you feel, then you might not deserve to be with a good man.
Cap. Again, you just said something that's completely false. It was never about connection. It was about what money represents. It was about exchange of value. You said specifically that it was about connection. It was never about connection with men and women. It was always about the man providing or being the security, provisioning, etc. So what did you just said was just completely false. So the second thing,
I disagree.
How do you disagree? When it
It-
comes to
connection still matters.
Hold on. When it comes to relationships and marriages, they traded goats. They traded services. They traded
In some religions, in some countries.
In most
remember,
places
this is not
in the
everywhere.
world.
This is not everywhere.
In most places in the world,
American
it was about
history
that.
isn't just the same, or most of it's East African or the bottom of Asia. That's not That's not what happened in a lot of villages, and especially with the countries that I'm from. Everyone didn't do the whole monetary trade and value for it. There's a lot of connections that are literally based on connections.
In Africa?
Oh, yeah, arranged marriages, stuff like that happens.
But
with
why are
zero
they
connection
arranged?
at all? Because it's just different traditions. It doesn't have nothing to do with money. Two broke people do arranged marriages. There's millionaire men marrying 10 millionaire women in India today because of arranged marriage. Because of he looks good. That was another reason why looks have to pay attention.
With arranged
Or connections.
marriages, it's always gonna be you getting set up with a man who's able to provide.
That's not
for
the
your
truth.
family.
I just told you that's literally
Majority
not the
of the
truth.
times, majority of the time, the
Google it.
family,
There's actually a show
the
about
family's
that.
gonna want to
They get
marry
married
off their
because they want
poor
the kids to
daughter
look a certain
to a
way.
more man who's gonna be able, because a man, they're gonna think that man is gonna be able to be the one to take care of their family. So a woman's family is not gonna go and put their daughter to a poor man. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but majority of the time with arranged marriages, it's gonna happen when
I guess
the
point I'm trying to make
husband's
is
side
I think it's deeper than
is
the point
more
I'm trying to make.
financially stable than the woman's side.
The point I'm trying to make mostly is money isn't the reason why you should not date somebody. Period. regardless if you have it or you don't. That is not a reason why not to find a good person. If you find a good person who does not make as much money as you, y'all can make money together. You'll figure it out. But if you're just gonna literally cut your pool in half depending on your tax bracket because you were successful, because you did good, because you made 6 figures, therefore anyone who didn't do it, you're limiting yourself and you're destroying your options, and that's what's gonna leave you at older ages by yourself.
Okay, so as a woman, okay, so you're saying, okay, if I'm making $100,000 a year or 200, and if my husband is making $40,000 a year or even less, I should be okay with that.
Yes, you should.
Okay.
And help him get up there, and maybe together you guys make $140,000 a year. Think about that. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. But if you're automatically going to connect your connections with other human beings who might fit everything else you're looking for in a man, loyalty. Let's just even call him 6'8". You know what I'm saying? Let's say whatever. Anything you want, he fits everything else except he didn't have it like you. He didn't make the 106
But don't
figures
you
you
feel
made,
like as a man,
and you're turning him because of that? You're an idiot.
Well,
for
you
that.
should know
You're
as a
stupid.
man, when you're not financially stable, you're not happy.
Facts.
You're
You
not
don't
going to even
know
want to
that.
give me.
Spitting.
How
No,
do I
she's
not know? Because
spitting
I
right now.
experienced
You
that.
don't-
First of all,
because you've been a broke man before.
No, I've
What-
dated
when-
broke men before,
when were
and
you
I
a
know
broke
how
man?
broke men are when they're not happy and they're not where they want
There's
to
a
be
lot of people who
financially.
backpack
Men
with
who are not
$10.
men who are not financially stable and they're not where they want to be financially, they are never going to give you what you want.
So
they're
women,
never going to
women
treat
who are
you
financially
well.
not financially stable are okay.
Women who are not.
What?
Women who are not financially stable are perfectly fine.
They're
Yes.
more better than they are
No,
because
everyone
they know
is not happy when they're
because
financially
I-
stable.
Yes, because I'm not financially stable. I'm not where I want to be, and I'm not. But still,
How
like,
many broke
as
women
a
you know is
man,
happy to be
a
broke?
man bases his
There's a lot.
livelihood off of where he is financially, especially at a certain age. If you're in your 30s and your 40s and you're still making $40,000 a year as a man,
Be careful what you say.
I'm about to say that's
Be
majority
careful
of
what
that's
you
the
say.
majority of
That's
America.
like 90% of America. You're
As a matter
about
of
to
fact,
say
that's 90%
horrible.
of the world.
That's what you're about
okay,
to say.
maybe that's say $40,000.
Minimum wage is like $21,000. Remember that.
Let's okay, but let me not insult anybody.
You just insulted.
You can't.
A
You can't.
lot
It's
of
your show.
people.
It's your show. You
lot
can do
of-
it.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, realistically, men are not going to be happy. You're not gonna be able to even give me what I want as a man because you're going to be so stuck on trying to find out how to make money, how to.
I just love how women just tell you so much.
Because
about being a man.
I've been with broke men and I see how they treat me when they don't have money. I know, not even with guys that I've been with, but just men that I know in general who don't have money. I see how miserable and unhappy with their lives that they are.
But you know, successful rich people is like 1%. Like most
I'm not talking
people
about
aren't
you,
6 figures.
but I'm not talking about being 6 figures. I'm talking about someone
That's
who can't
literally the
even
number you brought
provide
up.
for themselves. I'm sorry if you're making $40,000 a year,
that is a lot of
and if
money.
I'm making, I'm just giving an
Sales chest.
example with. I'm just saying if you're making $40,000
And you're
a
making
year,
60.
and I'm making no.
Let's just say you're making
No,
60.
60. No, that's still close. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm saying 6 figures. I'm giving you that big gap. If you're making 100,000, 200, whatever, and my husband as my husband, you're making $40,000 a year, it will never work.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. I don't care how great of a man you are.
And-
I will not look at you as like you are going to be below me.
Just listen to what you're saying now. I just want you to remember what you're saying.
You will be below me. I'm going to look at you and I'll be in my
Exactly.
masculine. I will not
Yes.
treat you as we're like.
She being honest right
And
now.
I'm
She's
being-
being
That's
honest,
crazy.
and she,
And that's
probably,
how-
she probably is how a lot of females do feel.
Majority.
Because
I would
we
say
want
majority.
our men to
I'm
be
not disputing
providers.
that. I'm just saying
I want
it's
to be able to
wrong.
look up to my man and be like,
That's all
wow,
I'm
yes,
saying.
I know
It's
he
wrong.
got me. Like,
It's
yes,
wrong.
like we're good.
How is it
I don't
wrong,
have
though?
to.
It's wrong.
Well, hold on. I want to give Vanessa
This person
thoughts
just
before I go.
eliminated
She-
one
She
person.
been quiet.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You're the deal breaker right now.
Oh, go ahead.
I will say that I agree that money should not be necessarily a heavy hitting factor on like who you get in a relationship with. Now, what Ty was saying about how if I'm at this point in my life and the partner that I have needs to be able to meet me there, then that can be that's perfectly okay for her to be able to demand that. But if you're somebody and it doesn't matter to you how much money that person has, like, it's perfectly, you could walk past somebody like literally sitting on the curb of the street and you guys have an actual connection, you can talk to that person, like, it's not gonna matter. Like, yeah, in that situation you can put that person on, you can help build them up, like, if that's what you're open to, if that's what you're willing to do. But I don't think that broke people should necessarily.
Why you gotta go
That's what the card said. Broke people need to date each other.
Yeah, I don't think that broke.
You need a whole island of broke people.
I don't think you should necessarily be looking to date somebody as a crutch for your survivability, because ultimately at the end of the day we all need money to survive.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Tyra has a point to say, and she has a right to demand. Like, yes, I want my partner to be able to provide for me, because that is the traditional system that we have been taught as a society. Mm-hmm. Now, people who think differently and who want to live differently, they're perfectly open to do that as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you do agree that, before I was going to put this, that you agree that if a man has every other quality besides making the same amount as you, you should not date him, because that's what Tyra said.
I don't agree with that. No.
Okay, just making sure.
I operate differently.
Yeah,
well,
that's exactly what.
But
she
I
said.
feel like you try to come across as being a traditional guy, but isn't that what makes a guy traditional if he's making enough to provide?
But I've said multiple times, providing is not just financial.
It's not, but it's a major component.
It is a huge major
That's
component.
Like a big deal in marriages.
But you're telling me, if I see a girl in the club who looks like $1 million or whatever, and I don't have $1 million, I shouldn't even talk to her. That's what you're telling me, because I'm not in her tax
At your
bracket.
own risk, because you know what's going to happen.
That's what she said, and I think that's wrong.
She's the kind of person that is going to accept you whether or not you have money, or if she needs somebody who's going to
And that's why you should
her.
pursue her. And if you find out she's not, then leave. But you said you should not pursue her. That's exactly what you said. You shouldn't even try to pursue a woman who makes that much more money than you. And I don't think that's the case, because a lot of women don't think like that.
Shouldn't. I don't think you should.
And
because
that's why I disagree.
It just goes against the dynamics of natural.
I'm gonna come to the club. She's super into me. She's feeling me. I'm like, hey, babe, I make $40,000 a year.
You're gonna feel less of a man.
It's not about him feeling less of a man. It's about you making him feel less of a man.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
I don't have to know. Right, absolutely false. I am not gonna make you feel that way. You're gonna feel that way on your own, because if you see how much money I'm spending all the time, and if you see the money that I'm making, you're gonna subconsciously feel a certain kind of way as a human being. It's okay to feel that way.
You're going to make me feel less than a man. That's a difference.
I'm not gonna rub it in your face. But how am I doing it? Am I rubbing it in your face? I would never do that.
All of that, all the above of what you explaining, you being masculine, you asserting yourself, etc. You're not living in your feminine.
So give me so give an example of how I would do that if I was making more than my man. I want specific examples, because I don't understand. Because
you can still buy what you want. If you have the money to buy a Gucci bag and you come home with a Gucci bag, cool.
That's perfectly fine, but I'm trying to understand what's like.
If I'm going to buy you a bag, I can still $40,000 is a good amount of money. I'm sorry, I don't make 40. You know, I'm not putting my income out there, but you can still buy stuff, take care of something. Everything doesn't have to be Louis. People are
Nobody's saying you have to be Louis.
Even people who make 6 figures, if they're smart, and most of them are, they're not all just buying expensive shit all the time.
Absolutely.
So yes, you can have $40,000 and still gift someone who has $100,000.
I'm talking about.
You can.
Absolutely.
It's very easy to do.
But I'm saying I'm talking about a specific type or group of women who are high maintenance. For example,
maintenance has nothing to do with money.
Because she can still be broke. Absolutely.
No, you can be broke and high maintenance.
You can still be broke and high maintenance. But I'm saying the woman, if she has the money and she is high maintenance and she has expectation on how she wants to live her life, as a man, if you're not able to provide that for her or even meet her halfway, she may not rub it in your face, but it's still gonna make you feel less than a man. Cause like, dang, I wish I can do this for her, but I can't.
I don't know, I just disagree. I think I've had personal experiences.
You're gonna feel bad.
Where I've dated women who had more money than me
feel bad?
and lived something. I never felt some type of way. Okay. I know what I was doing was right. You know what I'm saying? And she was happy, as good. That's fine.
I didn't understand what you.
The money never really. It didn't really. Because I don't know. I think you're going way too high. I think you're talking about like celebrity status. Yes, if you have celebrity money, I can't live up to that. But 6 figures is not. What are you buying that's so much with 6 figures that I can't afford if I work hard and get it?
I'm talking about like $40,000 and like, I'm giving that big.
Okay, I know, but you make $40,000 versus 6 figures. What are you doing differently in your life day to day that's so much more expensive that I can't buy you a $1,000 gift once in a while?
You can't buy me $1,000 unless
you
work overtime.
Yes, you can.
Unless you work overtime for like a whole month.
Be smart at all.
You can't. $40,000 a year, you can still buy stuff.
So who's paying the rent then?
It depends where we live. She might be paying a little more. I don't know. It depends.
But would you agree that would mess up the dynamic if she's paying?
It will mess up.
I don't think so. It depends on, in my opinion, it depends on the woman. Like I said, you made a great example when you said it depends on how she makes you feel. Mm-hmm. The whole Candy Burris thing. Don't know their relationship. I don't watch any Real Housewives or nothing, but that was a very interesting podcast. When they got together, did that change the dynamic? She made She said he was not making that much. I think she said something like 40, 50. Don't quote me. She said how much he made. It was very low compared to what she made. And they have kids together. They've been happy, and she's made triple what she would have made without him. So I don't know. Does that change the dynamic in that situation? You know?
I think that is the outlier, though. I think majority of those relationships do not work. It has to be where the man is in a leadership position, and I think that's one of the things that you misconstruing is the leadership position. It's not always monetary, but it is monetary. Like, we gotta stop with the fakeness. At some point in time, if you a woman and you make, I don't know, 100K like she said earlier, and the guy makes 40,000, eventually she's gonna want you to get at that level, or things are gonna just happen where naturally where that relationship breaks apart.
Like I said, if we had to agree on like majority, yeah, I'll agree on that. Most relationships, if the bracket is off, then yes, it might not work if the woman's make more money. But what I'm saying is it's still okay to be in those relationships. If the woman is accepting enough to be okay with the fact that I'm not in the same place you are, but I can get there, or I'm just not at the same place, then those relationships are perfectly fine. The only way to demasculate someone is if the woman is actually demasculating them. And you can still be a leader and the leader of your household with not making enough money. That's my agreement. That's my point on that.
Okay, that's how you feel. I mean, like
I said, I can't wait till you meet this NBA player.
I don't want an NBA
change
player.
your life.
God forbid. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I don't want an NBA
She's
player.
like, rebuke that.
I really do. I don't want an NBA player.
I'm just kidding.
Alright,
But yeah, but that's okay. That was interesting. That was a cool little
4 cards.
Yeah, I know,
Like
4 cards. We
Wasn't
had
as bad
like
as you thought. The
Yeah.
actually, yeah, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as out
because
there.
you came out strong with the intro.
You did.
I sure did.
They
I sure did
They
because
hate women.
Because
hate
I mean,
women.
they do be having these rhetorics and.
I think there's an extreme to everybody.
Yeah,
There
I
is an
think it's changed to
extreme,
every
and
side,
I mean
yeah.
there might be a middle
Listen,
ground.
I'm not a red pill or anything like that, but you seem very reasonable. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't seem
for the most part.
extreme.
But you call yourself the Toxic King, though. You call yourself the Toxic King.
I didn't say the Toxic King. I said
so-
Mr. Toxic.
Oh,
Sorry.
whatever.
So is Future, but, yeah.
Toxic.
Yeah,
You call yourself
exactly,
Mr.
but-
Toxic, so you do have a lot of toxic traits about
I'm a lover
yourself.
boy. What you mean? Continue.
Okay, well that was Red Pill and Chill. So how can we find this game? Where
You
can
can
we
just go to
find it?
Amazon, type in Red Pill and Chill, or you can go to redpillandchill.com.
Okay, well that's pretty much it, guys. You know how we do at the lounge after dark, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are not already doing so, and feel free to leave a comment below. Share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It's your girl T Tyra with the lounge after dark, and we are signing out. Period. Bye.
Oh, that's my jam.
Yeah, that was a good call.
That went a lot way better than I thought it was going to go. I get on that Instagram and TikTok.
All right, let me get.
What do you have? I didn't misquote. I did not miss.
Misquoted me completely.
I did not.
Let your head down. I heard you wasn't down. Come through and we can talk it out. You know I'm like that. We can do what you want. I know you like that, baby. Let me put you on. Conversation, if we're playing, we gon' do it right. Baby, I'm listening. Let your body talk to me all night. I can take this anywhere you want.